Shalom. First off, I want to start out by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Shalom. This is your brother Hasham from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp, coming back in the spirit with another lesson. Lord willing, I pray and hope that it is edifying and exhorting. All right, and I wanted to do this lesson, all right, on this, this guy, Marvin Sapp, who was started out as a singer, but he's a pastor, all right, and basically he closed the doors to his sanctuary and locked them, all right, to get his congregation to donate $40,000. Okay, so really, this is nothing new. All right, it's been going on. All right, and how long? How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? How long, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, how long are you going to continue, all right, to go into these churches, all right, as the scriptures call them, harlot houses, okay, and be fed with nonsense, all right, with lies, okay? How long, man? How long are we gonna do this, okay? Before we get wise, all right, before we realize that, hey, these are wolves in sheep's clothing, okay? So I want to play the video. It's about 2 minutes or whatever, and I'm gonna bring out some precepts
that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I actually think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife Melinda P. Sapp was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap, that's swag. I was looking in her eyes, she's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket. Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. This ain't the time to.
Yeah, man. So anyway, the scripture says, if the blind be led by the blind, they shall both fall into a ditch. All right. So the Lord has given 2/3 of our people over, all right, to be blind, all right, to be led by the blind. All right. And these Christian churches, they're not talking about World War III. All right. They're not talking about uh the MOTB. All right. They're not talking about Jacob's trouble. They're not warning the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans about what's about to take place. They're not warning them about um, the things that are about to befall them. All right, they are teaching feel-good messages. All right, for profit, for money. All right, and you know, how long? For how long? All right, but without further ado, I want to get these precepts. All right. um This is Micah chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people to err, that bite with their teeth and cry, Peace. And he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. Therefore night shall be unto you, and ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, and ye shall not divine, and the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them." All right. And yeah, man, the Lord said the day is gonna be dark, man. All right. And there's gonna be a time where, they're gonna be looking for answers. These people, these congregations, thousands upon thousands of followers, of people, all right, they're gonna be looking for answers. They're gonna be looking for some type of comfort from the things that are about to come. All right, you have different wars going on all across the world, man. All right, prices of things are about to skyrocket. Prices of food and cars and homelessness is at an all-time high, right? Yet none of these pastors are talking about it, man. None of these pastors are warning the people or have been warning the people about these times. All right. Now that the trouble is here, all right, the only thing that what's really going on is they're talking about the Israelites. All right, they're trying to combat this truth. All right, but there's there's not anything you can gainsay. All right, it says, "Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners be confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, and, for there is no answer of Yahweh, of the Most High." All right, so um, these people haven't been judging correctly. They haven't been telling the people what's what, or showing the people what is to come. All right, therefore the Lord is gonna he's got a rude awakening. Okay, Jeremiah 23 and verse 15, it says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood," right, which is a bitter herb. All right, it says, "I will make them to drink the water of gall," right, which gall is also bitter. Okay, it says, "For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness going forth into all the land." So when you look at the so-called black community, right, especially in these inner cities, these big cities, there's a church on every other corner. All right, but what is also on that corner, or a few feet down the street, drug dealers, right? Homelessness, prostitution, right? Some of the worst neighborhoods around the world, right? Around or around the country, so to speak, right? They have black churches in them, right? And the black church does nothing for the for the people, right? To reprove the people, to execute judgment, right? To prophesy the right things, all right, telling our people who they are. They're not doing that, man. They're not putting sinews and bone and and skin upon our people, right? They're basically, the scripture said, they're filleting their bones. Okay, they're stripping our people of who they are. All right, by upholding the system of Christianity, which is the system of white supremacy. All right, it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts: Hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, of their own mind." And right, because the word heart there is la'ab in the Hebrew, right? So they speak a vision of their own mind. Yeah, telling you just put your your seed in the collection plate, right? We need $40,000. What do you need $40,000 for? You know, and a lot of these a lot of the money is being mismanaged, right? If you know fall on hard times in these churches,
This ain't
you can't go and borrow the money back, right? You can't get out of the jam. You have to ask the congregation. Okay, they have to go and pay these high mortgages, right, to these banks, just putting money in the bank and into back into Esau's hand, right? And when you look at how long the the dollar stays in the so-called black community, right, which is this is also about the so-called Mexicans as well. All right, because they're in the Catholic Church heavy, right? It's just another branch, right? But the dollar does not circulate in the so-called black community, right? And the church is one of the biggest reasons for that, right? Because they put your dollars into a Edomite institution, okay? So it's not profiting you, man. All right. It says, they speak a vision of their own heart and not out of the mouth of Yahweh the Lord. It says they say still unto them that despise me. They say still unto them that despise me, the Lord have said, ye shall have peace. Right? They prophesy this peace, man. All right, all throughout the Christian church, man, it's peace talk. You gonna get that house. You gonna get that woman you want, that man you want. All this, these feel good messages. Most of the churches are full of women too, man. All right, all the men have left, right? All the real men left a long time ago, right? And just nothing but effeminates, right? Men that want to please their wives in that church, man. All right. And meanwhile, you have your wife learning from another man, right? Which the scripture says that creates an inordinate affection, right? That's why the Lord had Paul, right, to write, man, if your women learn anything, let them learn at the house, right? From their husbands. That's where you're supposed to be learning, from your husbands, right? And this is why you have all kind of, scandals all up in the black church, right? Because of the it's not in order. All right. It says um the Lord have said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. Yeah, this is what they're telling our people. No, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Don't believe them. That's a cult. Meanwhile, look at our people, man. Look at what the black church where has it led our people? Further and further away from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Further and further away from judgment, right? Further away from righteous judgment. You know, but hey, it's pushing them into judgment and condemnation, right? It says, "For who have stood in the counsel of the Lord and hath prevailed and heard his word? Who hath marked his word and heard it? Behold, a whirlwind of Yahweh is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly." So the Lord is going to start judging, okay? And whether you know or not, whether you are being deceived or not, the judgment is going to go out, man. All right. It says, "I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran," right? Meaning they basically went and did what they do. They teach or lead astray, whatever they do, right? The scripture says, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he that read it may run, right? So, but the Lord did not send these prophets. The Lord said he didn't send prophets to be the Christian pastor. He didn't send men to seminary schools, right, where they're taught Edomite supremacy. He didn't teach you. He didn't send them, all right, to teach feel good messages. No, the Lord sent the prophets to prophesy doom and to prophesy what plagues, pestilences, and wars, right, against many kingdoms, right? As Jeremiah 28:8, it says, "Yet they ran, I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesy." You see, the Lord ain't speak to these people, man. All right, the Lord ain't speaking. The Lord ain't dealing with Marvin Sapp, man. You know, he's not dealing with these. Look at this guy, man. You know, he's in you can look at the picture, man. Tell you, effeminate, bugged out, man. It says, but if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then should they have turned them from their evil way and from their evil doings. And you look at, the so-called black community, man, it's nothing but death, okay? From the diet to the music, all right, to the behavior, it's nothing but death, man. And nobody is standing up, all right, declaring the righteous judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Nobody is declaring right and wrong to our people, man. The scripture says, "Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, spare not," right? And show my people, the house of Israel, their transgressions, right? We're supposed to be showing our people where they going off at, man. All right, constantly rebuking and reproving, okay? Constantly showing our people the way, right? The scripture says, "You shall hear a voice on the left and the right that shall say, This is the way, walk ye in it." Right? But these pastors aren't doing that. Here we are on the brink of World War II. The scripture says only World War III, right? And these pastors are not singing the song, man. Okay? They're not singing the song. They're not talking about what Yahweh Shem Yahushai said that his men would be talking about, man. Okay? The Lord said that his spirit is the spirit of prophecy, right? These pastors they're not speaking prophetically to these people, man, right? They're trying to relate these messages, certain things in the scriptures to today, right? Not in the way that not in the way that it should, right? Of course, things relate to today, right? Because the book is living, it's alive. The scriptures are alive, right? But they're not telling the people the bad, man. They're telling them everything's gonna be good. They overcame, you're gonna overcome. Well, how? Well, what are they gonna overcome? You telling our people they're saved already. What are they saved from? Telling our people to go take the jump shot, you know, which I won't even play that video, but he probably had his congregation go take it, right? So, if the blind be led by the blind, they shall fall into a ditch, man. So, with that, I'm gonna end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well in this tabernacle of David. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom and a Bible ball.